My boss suddenly cancelled already my permit.
You go back, I cancel your permit.
Then how do I go back? I just come. I have family. I have children. I cannot go back because I have very big loan money.
You know, my boss torturing too much.
These things do happen.
Hi, my name is Alam and My family, Bangladesh. My wife, my 5 children, three boys, 2 daughters.
Hi, my name is Sharif Mohammed Ranjan.
My family, I and my mother, and my father and my wife. I stay in TWC day space.
This is our shelter, a multi-purpose space. So in the daytime, it's a space where the other workers can come to use the space and just hang around, use the free Wi-Fi and stuff like that. And then at night, it's the residents' shelter, so they sleep here. Actually, it's very small. It's a pretty small organization. So it's just the 5 of us who are full-timers. 1 of the 5 is an accountant and 1 is an admin officer, and 2 social workers, and then there's me. And the rest are volunteers.
I working my construction site. I just dropped then my leg twins. Now I have injury problem. My ACL here, but my boss keep with me. Then he say you go take rest now, rest and recover it after you take time. Then I saw Bangladesh doctor. Then they say your ligament here must do the surgery. Okay, ready. Then after that I come back in Singapore in 2018. First company boss never received my phone. That's why I cannot come back. He just say only if you recover it, then you can come back again.
Employers are supposed to buy a medical insurance coverage. For non-work injury, it's about a minimum of $15,000. Let's say the worker injured his back, his leg, his arm, but the employer says, no, you only injured your back and nowhere else. And so comes a very long and complicated process of the worker trying to include the arm and the leg as part of the injuries as well. It's much higher for work injury because the compensation that the workers get will come from the insurance policy as well.
I just come, then permit cancel ready, salary also haven't paid. After I go the MOM, then I complain ready. Meeting date, boss never go the MOM. I go, boss cannot pay. Insurance company pay, that time say. Now say totally cannot.
Or in some cases, we've even seen employers who deliberately have not been paying salaries, and then they just close down the company and go into business with a new company and a new name.
Second company also working 5 months. And suddenly the payment fasting farm and hit my leg. Then I go hospital my own self. I pay money. Then he no accept. Why you go hospital? Then my leg painful. That's why I go hospital. Then after that, our doctor give 3 days MC. Why it take 3 days MC? That's why I don't accept the 3 days MC. You go back. I cancel your permit.
If the workers are given MC by the hospital, so the employers are supposed to pay the workers what's called medical leave wages, so that they have something to live on during this time because they are not working, right, and have no salary. But again, this is something that many employers don't do. It's just about paying the least amount of money to the workers in order to maximize your profit, because of the fact that these are your low-wage workers. They become disposable because they are so cheap and there's no regulation. If someone is not pleasing to you, doesn't follow your instructions, you just fire him and get someone else.
After 3 months working, my boss suddenly say, your permit cancel ready, so you go back. I say, I just come only 4,100 agency money. So how do I go back?
My second company also must pay the agent fee 3,400. Then third company also need to pay $3,800. But third company I working only 2 months, 2.5 months.
There's so many layers involved. your neighbor knows someone who knows someone who's a boss in Singapore, introduction fees that each person wants to get in between. The employer himself also wants to profit from it, from the worker, possibly the airfare. It also includes the training fees. And because they have already paid so much money, like Sharif was saying, he spent 8,000 plus each time to come to Singapore. And when you spend that kind of money, you cannot afford to lose your job and to be sent home before you have recouped at least that amount of money back. That's what we have been trying to push for as well, to have I guess you guys should know that Singapore has a jobs portal for Singaporeans, right? It used to be called Jobs Bank, and employers who want to hire people above a certain pay grade need to first advertise on this job portal before you can hire a foreigner. So that's what the job portal, the Jobs Bank in Singapore was set up for. But the fact is that the portal is already there, and there's no problem to just open it up for this purpose, for Bangladeshi workers, construction workers, Indian construction workers, to be able to come directly to apply for a job without going through any middleman. Unfortunately, it has not been taken up. We were just told that it's not practical. Power imbalance, the fact that the workers are at such mercy of the employers who can cancel their work permits at any time and send them home at any time. And so the workers will always be very afraid to make any complaint against their employers in case the employer just cancels their work permit and send them home before their 1 or 2 year contract is up. And the employers know that they have this power over their workers. And so the employers make very unreasonable demands and know that the workers would just accept it because you take it or leave it, right? I can always cancel your work permit, send you home, and easily hire someone else to take your place. Well, part of it is TWC2's money because we have your basic support for EasyLink cards, phone card top-up, meals, stuff like that. Unfortunately, for the personal problems, we are unable to help the workers because obviously if we help one worker with his personal problems and every worker would want to, so then where do you draw the line as an organization? You can only do so much, you can only help so many people, but where I find the workers to be very deserving of help, you just try and do whatever I can on a personal basis. Follow us on social media and to help amplify our voices. Many people, when they hear these stories, their first reaction is that, wow, I didn't know that such things were happening in Singapore. It's impossible. I thought Singapore had such good laws and regulations, They can happen and they are happening in Singapore. If you help to share our Facebook posts, for example, or share the articles that we have on our website, then more and more people would know about these issues and will start, supporting our cause and supporting our work so that other workers who come will not have to suffer such injustice. There are a number of areas in which you can decide you want to get into. For example, you can join our meal program. Volunteers don't actually give out the food. What the volunteers do is to register the workers and to find out if they have a problem and to then refer them to either a senior volunteer or a social worker who's able to help them with that problem. We have other areas in which you can help, be a casework support volunteer to help the workers with their specific cases, whether it's their salary problem or work injury problem, and you want to help them to calculate the salary, you want to help them to talk to MOM, stuff like that. We do have what's called a Discover Singapore team. These workers are the ones who build Singapore, all our skyscrapers and attractions and what have you, but they don't get to enjoy these things themselves. So our Discover Singapore team actually takes the workers out, whether it's Marina Bay Sands, the zoo, Sentosa, so that they can, for at least that few hours, enjoy themselves.
My dream is my family and me together staying my home, then I can support my family and to do something. I can start computer learning class, Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint.
I have the money, then I start this business Bangladesh. Then because I no need to come Singapore because I have the family, children. I can take care of my children also. Singapore, good, very good.
Singaporean people always I see they help another people need to help. They always help.
Job have Singapore live continue good. Working have money have. Working no have Singapore 1 days, 2 days, 3 days no working live very difficult.